Now let's go on to page 24 in our linear functions booklet. If you do not have this number, go ahead and add it at the end of your book. So we have the equation a of n equals a1 times r to the n minus 1 power. We use n minus 1 because a times r to the 0th power is for our first term. So for a geometric sequence, we're counting by a common ratio r. Use repeated multiplication, which is exponents, to find the terms. So if we double each term, 1 times what would give you 2? 2 times what gives you 4? Well, if we're doubling it, we're multiplying by 2 each time. So our common ratio r would be 2. So if we double these, 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 times 2, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096, and then 8192. So let's look at this next one. What's the common ratio r? 1, 3, 9, 27. Well, you multiply by 1 to get 3. Well, you multiply by 3 to get 9. If you put 3, that's correct. Okay, the next one says half each term. So if we half each term, we're multiplying by 1/2. So our common ratio is 1/2. And it looks like it's the same number as right here. So we could go ahead and just look off of those terms from above. And there are the terms that are sequenced. Now if we have a geometric series, just like with the arithmetic series, we can find the sum of all of these numbers by using this formula. So what's the sum of this geometric series of what we just had here? So our a, we look up here, a of 1 is 4096. And we found earlier that our r is 1/2. So if we put that in the equation, this one, because n is finite, we have 4096 and then 1 minus r to the n power, which is 16, all over 1 minus r. If you put that into the calculator, as you put this in the calculator, you should get something close to 8,188. Okay, now let's just assume that instead of 16, we're looking for all the terms in that sequence. So our a of 1 is still the same thing. And our r is still the same. Which, by the way, you can only do this if r is less than 1. And then we'll put it in this equation. So our A1 is 4096 all over 1 minus 1/2. And if you put that into the calculator, you should get about 8,192. This is page 24. Our multiple choice questions, any of these like this, you can always use the calculator to also eliminate choices.